Hey Internet Wanderer, do you like Half-Life? Cause if you do, I got a Half-Life history lesson for you. The year is 1998. Small indie company Valve makes their first video game, Half-Life. It's a smash hit, instant classic. After that, they release a few more games, some of them good, others less so. The year is now 2004. Valve releases Water Vapor, and on it, their brand new, highly anticipated sequel, Half-Life 2. It's a smash hit once again, glazing abounds. A few years later, 2 official expansion packs for Half-Life 2, further expanding the story and gameplay. Absolutely wonderful. More time passes. The supposed third official expansion is nowhere in sight. That's fine, maybe Valve is working on an official sequel. More time passes. Valve continues to make other games. Most of them are beloved and popular, with a few missteps along the way. But still, no Half-Life news. The community schizophrenia is starting to set in. The year is now 2018. Still no news for Half-Life. I can't take this shit anymore. But out of nowhere, Valve announces the Valve Index. Pretty neat if you ask me. But in my opinion, no real reason to get it without a killer app. And then, a year later, in November 2019, a trailer is dropped with no fanfare whatsoever. The new and next Half-Life game. A VR Half-Life game, Half-Life Alyx. Some people are sad and disappointed because it's a VR exclusive, but overall, the consensus is people are surprised and excited for a brand new Half-Life game, especially given the fact that this is the first Half-Life game since 2007. Later in March of 2020, it comes out and it's groundbreaking. But unfortunately, despite its innovations, it's still a niche game just by the fact that it's VR. Even though we got a brand new Half-Life game, the Half-Life hunger is barely satiated. Most longtime fans are still waiting for the next true sequel, which, hopefully, is right around the corner. The year is now 2025. Still no news from Valve about Half-Life. But things have changed. The momentum, hype, and overall community schizophrenia have reached maximum levels. I can scarcely remember a time when Half-Life fever was this high. So for the rest of this video, while I can't exactly offer definitive facts about anything related to Half-Life 3 or HLX or whatever codename you want to use, we can always gather around the campfire and speculate like we've already been doing for the last 20 years. Because, after all, let's assume Half-Life 3 actually does come out. Yay, hooray, but then what else do we have to speculate about? I fully predict that we're gonna have this weird nostalgia, talking about the days when we all lost our collective minds waiting for Valve to make their long-awaited game. We spent 20 years waiting for it, and now that it's maybe almost here, it's a strange melancholy, don't you think? But nevertheless, the game isn't here. So, let's get speculative. In the past, all other Half-Life games were released in the month of November. Half-Life Alyx was an exception because it was announced in November, later releasing in March. It's very possible that this hypothetical Half-Life 3 might do the same thing. After all, Valve announced the Valve Index VR headset, and then a year later, they followed it up with the announcement of Half-Life Alyx. So we can see a clear correlation between new hardware and new video game. Now recently, Valve just announced 3 pieces of hardware: controller, a box, and a headset. It's safe to say that Valve is cooking something to coincide with this release window. Now, if I might say something a little controversial to my fellow gamers out there, Half-Life 3, despite its legendary status as, one of the mythical unicorns of gaming, 2026 is gonna be a highly competitive year because, well, GTA 6 is coming out that year as well. And as much as I love Half-Life, it's no match for GTA 6, which is supposedly gonna release in November 2026, assuming it doesn't get delayed again. But that does leave the rest of the year ripe for the taking for Half-Life. And in case you disagree with me, I know Half-Life, in my opinion, will always be superior to GTA. But unfortunately, GTA has this thing called mass appeal. And when you have mass appeal, that means everybody is gonna play it, even non-gamers. In other words, normies. People who end every sentence with an emoji. But who cares about player counts or sales records? That's not the criteria that makes a game amazing. I'm sure whatever Valve has cooked up in their studios is going to endear itself massively to the wider gaming population. It is also worth mentioning that Half-Life 3 related leaks and rumors have been around since 2004. However, the rate and frequency of this community speculating has been increasing year after year. I would actually say that the Half-Life rumor snowball, if you want to call it that, it really started started to become massive in early 2024. And now, as 2025 is coming to a close, the snowball has gotten a hell of a lot bigger. And I think it's barreling down towards us. Something is bound to happen soon. 2026 is upon us. We're already in the midpoint of the 2020s, and the Valve momentum is really starting to reach its apex. Half-Life Alyx in 2020, Counter-Strike 2 in 2023, Deadlock closed playtest in 2024 with an open beta probably coming out soon. And now we got new hardware announcements in 2025. I'm rather excited for what 2026 has in store for us Valve fans. After all, I kinda predicted that the 2020s will be Valve's decade in my oh-so-beloved Return of Valve video. I would highly recommend you guys watch that if you haven't, by the way. This video is, no joke, single-handedly responsible for launching my entire YouTube channel. It holds a special place in my heart. And let's just say, everything that I predicted in that video might still come true. Now, it is very possible that Valve might release another third game. It might not even be Half-Life. It might be Team Fortress 3, Portal 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Dota 3, Counter-Strike 3, probably not those last two, but in all seriousness, I highly doubt it. If Valve was ever going to make a part 3 for any of their video games, it's probably going to be Half-Life. Valve already has enough multiplayer live service games on their plate right now as is, so that kind of rules out a potential Team Fortress 3 and Left 4 Dead 3. And from all the reliable file leaks that people have been digging up, none of these files make any mention to Portal whatsoever. All the files that have been dug up almost always reference Half-Life in some degree or capacity. In fact, Deadlock originally started its development as a multiplayer game set in the Half-Life universe. Its original development codename was called Citadel, like the one in Half-Life 2. That Citadel. All of this to say is that Valve has definitely thought about doing some sort of Half-Life comeback for some time now. Now, this is just a nice little thought experiment. It's highly unlikely, but just hear me out for a second. We know that the Steam machines are coming out sometime next year, and I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna buy it. I maybe might buy one if the price is agreeable, but the point is, what if whenever this thing officially comes out and you receive your beloved little Gaben box, what if when you booted it up, Half-Life 3 came pre-installed on the Steam machine? Not as an exclusive, you can still buy it normally, but just imagine you booted this thing up and it had one game pre-installed on it, just Half-Life 3, just sitting there. No fanfare, no hype, it's just there. If that's not viral guerrilla marketing, I don't know what is. I don't think Valve is gonna do that, but holy shit, that would be a baller move if they did. It's also worth mentioning that Valve has never really made exclusives for their hardware. Well, given the fact that they've only really made 2 pieces of gaming hardware, the original Steam machine and the Steam Deck. And even then, they never really made exclusive games for those platforms because I don't think Valve believes in hardware-related exclusives. There was also that nice video back in the day when Gabe Newell was personally delivering Steam Decks to people in the Seattle area. Given the fact that Gabe Newell now currently lives in New Zealand and on his billionaire super yacht. So to any of you who actually order this thing, look forward to having your Steam machine and Steam frame to be hand delivered by Gabe himself if you so happen to live in Middle Earth or in the middle of the ocean. And one final tidbit, I highly doubt that Half-Life 3 or Half-Life X or whatever you want to call it, I highly doubt it's going to be VR. It might, maybe, have a VR mode, but from all the rumor circles that I've been hearing about, I think this thing is going to be a traditional 2D screen video game. It's honestly amazing how much Valve was able to produce in such a relatively short amount of time. After all, Valve as an entire company only has roughly 350 employees. And those 350 employees are doing a lot of things. Managing Steam, software like SteamOS, creating new hardware, maintaining quite a few popular live service games like Dota and Counter-Strike, all the while actively developing new games behind the scenes. If Valve is able to do all of this with 300 or so employees, it really makes you wonder, what exactly are these other companies doing with their thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of employees? Probably firing them. Good job, Microsoft. Now, to end this video, I want to bring up this rather cynical prediction. I've been seeing a lot in the news about this anti-Steam and anti-Valve sentiment, which is mostly being pushed by other gaming industry heads who are mostly just jealous of Valve's success. So let's assume the worst case scenario. Let's say that these gaming industry insiders actually gaslight us into thinking that Valve is an enforced monopoly. They're the bad guys, the boogeyman. We should all turn against them or whatever. Valve could legitimately drop Half-Life 3 out of nowhere and completely silence all discontent in the gaming community. Now again, this is an extremely cynical thing to say. I don't think Valve would ever release their most awaited game of all time just to placate the masses. But then again, that's why I stress that this is a worst case scenario. I don't know, I think I'm just yapping at this point, but it's a weird feeling. It's a melancholic feeling to be so close to the game that we Valve fans have been waiting for. But also at the same time, it's like the journey is coming to an end. But even then, Valve is a phenomenal game company. And even if Half-Life 3 comes out, rest assured, Valve is probably gonna make even more bangers in the future. So let's end this video by remembering the Half-Life fan prayer. Hope for all, expect nothing. Hope for something, get excited for nothing. Lose our minds, but hope remains. And we'll just see if something actually happens. Quick reminder, expect me to stream, or at the very least cover, the Game Awards whenever that stupid show comes on. So we can all be disappointed and baited by Jeff once again whenever he tries to make us think that the next game he's going to announce is Half-Life, when we all damn well know that that motherfucker is never going to announce any Half-Life game on that stupid stage. Let's just keep the hopium going, shall we, Internet Wanderer? Thanks for watching. Do the YouTube things.